Alright, so I'm making this video because I'm just really bored, and I also just want to make something for the channel real quick. As of Season 3, there has only been 2 players who have hit 100k in a 1-minute throwdown, not using any point glitches, and also there's no timer desync. I think the next highest score is like around an 81k, to my knowledge at least, and that goes to show that there is a learning curve to it and there is a skill gap to it. I do want to cover some point glitches that are banned by the community. And when I say community, I mean just me. But you can do whatever you want, right? I don't really care. The first one is just the spread eagle point glitch, right? Like, it's pretty easy to do. I won't show you how to do it, but just know if you know how to do it, I won't count this. The next one is a little bit less egregious, and it is the front foot bug where your tricks are counted twice, and I'm just like spamming the front foot. The next one is the trickless air bug, and it comes from like just pop glitches in general, and you kind of just want to avoid this really. Okay, so before you do anything, you gotta get your 4x multiplier, and there is no one way of doing it. There may be better ways, but I don't know. All you really gotta know is the point threshold is 1600 points, and as long as you get past that point threshold, you will get your 4x multiplier. And this is what I do. You can definitely just copy it or lab it on your own, right? Boom. Pretty much you get points for doing flat ground tricks, and not just any flat ground tricks, but tricks that give the most amount of points with the 180 spin, right? Now, if you just pick a flick motion, right, and you do it the whole time, eventually you will start to get less points. And as you can see, it already started dropping. So you can't just trick spam with one trick. How the point system works is you can only do each unique trick twice before you start to lose points for repeating. Now, these two tricks and this trick have the same flick motion, but because they are in different stances, they count as 2 different tricks. So if you want to dumb down even further, you can do the same flick motion 4 times max. I'm doing this, boom, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? And I'm switching tricks. And all it is testing your trick accuracy, which is pretty much the bread and butter to competitive. And the goal is to get as many big tricks in as you can in the given time limit. Now, when it comes to trick speed, that's when you start adding in things like manual. You can skip the landing lag from you landing it normally, right? So if I'm just doing a nollie 360 inward heel, and I'm just doing this, right? It gets pretty slow, right? It is kind of slow. But if I add in a manual and I start flicking it really fast, right? It's by no means like the fastest trick speed, but it is faster, right? So, and the hardest part is tricking faster in a manual while also maintaining trick accuracy, right? Because like a lot of people will do this, like this is really easy to do, right? Big tricks are a lot easier to do, maybe for some people. But when you start adding in a manual, a lot of people will do like, smaller tricks, and you are definitely going to lose out on points. Okay, a way to maintain your speed is by doing auto reverts, and there really is only one way to do it without it being like, a waste of time, in my opinion. I know a lot of people love their auto reverts, and that you just do this, and it's very, very fun. But it does lose out on time compared to 180 switching, which is just doing this the whole time. And you really want to only use like auto reverse when you want to gain speed. There is a way to do auto reverting that is worth it. So if I get into fakie real quick, boom, you get like around 375 points. But if I do this, I get 100 more points, right? So there is a way to tweak it to get 100 more points. But it's actually 400 more points with a 4x multiplier. So, and because I'm in Goofy, I usually save my bottom right tricks, which is my 360 hard flip and laser flips, to do the auto revert. And if you're in reg, it's like bottom left, and you gotta like go up and over to the left and then down to the left. Also, you don't want to use auto reverting the whole time, because let's say you go too fast, right? You just go way too fast. You see how much slower it is to do a U-turn, as opposed to like I'm just gonna slow down for a bit. See how much faster that is. Also, another tip is only respawn when you're close to your spawn point, right? So like that. Let's say like I'm all the way over here, and I just spawn back. I just reset. There is like a loading screen, and you will miss out on 1 or 2 tricks because of that loading screen. And that is pretty much it for the guide. I know that a lot of people don't like this game for whatever reasons, you know. They also don't like throwdowns for like a lot of valid reasons. But like this is the only thing we have right now. And at least until like they eventually add spot battle